Hello, and this is the No Face movement, and I'm bringing warnings and watches right now, the entire Pacific Basin. Alright folks, the past few weeks we've been seeing a lot of crazy activity, but the Pacific Basin, from tropical cyclones to major earthquakes to volcano eruption, just in the past 5 days we've seen eight 6.0s. And I bring warnings and watches. Alright? I'm not trying to brag on myself or nothing like that. When I put out a warning and watches, please, I'm telling you, it's 100% true. Alright? A lot of the subscribers that you see that subscribe to my channel are bigger than me on YouTube. They take my message and spread it. You may see one person with 60,000 followers. You may see another person with 50,000 followers. But it's sure you heard them from here first. Or I talked to them private and inbox them as they asked me these questions. The other day, I put warnings and watches out for the solar flare. And the Heavenly Father blessed me to show you people on the 5th and 6th. There's that M-class solar flare. Look at the date. 2, 3. It's going to arrive on the 5th and 6th, so warnings and watches for major storms, for volcanoes, for earthquakes around the 5th and 6th on top of what's going on already. As you can see, Mercury is going way too fast and spinning out of control. Alright, it takes 88 days for Mercury to go around the circle. This thing is popping around half the sun so far in 20 days. As we're getting closer and closer, as the central galactic plane is picking up its force on our sun, you're going to start seeing other planets going faster and faster. Look how fast Venus started off slow, now it's traveling faster. Venus is about to go out of orbit, folks. Warnings and watches on that. But warnings and watches on these dates. I got warnings and watches tomorrow for major events on the 3rd, major events on the 5th, major events on Wednesday the 6th, major events for the 9th, and major events between the 14th and 16th of February. Alright? I've been watching. If you look, sorry folks, let's zoom in real fast. If you look, that's where all the energy, if you look, this is where all the energy is from my ionosphere. Alright? All the energy ain't coming in on the North Pole and South Pole. The roars are picking up. But if you look in the Pacific, look how much of the energy is there. That's where all the energy is gathering. On top of that, you had heart-kicking booty over there. Just like on March 11th, but for 2 days longer. Alright? We've seen major earthquakes. 6 to 7, almost 7.0 earthquakes. 5 in the past 4 days. That was above 6.2. Alright? If you look down at the TEC map, the electron map, let's zoom in. These are the areas of major concern for the next few days. That is Papua New Guinea, Indonesia, Japan, Australia, Fiji Islands, Solomon Islands, New Zealand. Alright folks, North Korea, South Korea, China. Be prepared. Be prepared. And you can see that this movement's going all the way over by Colombia, Bolivia, and Chile. Be prepared, folks. The whole entire Pacific Basin is out of whack. Our solar system is out of whack. If you look on this map, this is where all the energy is at. Right now, all the energy is at right around the Fiji Islands and the Solomon Islands and Papua New Guinea. We got energy all the way up here by Japan. This whole area is underneath red alert. As you can see on the map. Let's go to the RSOE map. I'm about to show you something. This is just in the past few hours. Look at all the 5.0s you have. 5.5 Japan, 5.4 Japan, 5.1 Solomon Island, 5.1 Solomon Island, 6.1 Solomon Island, 5.6 Solomon Island, 5.1 Solomon Island, 5.2 Solomon Island. Alright, 5.1 Solomon Island, 5.1 Solomon Island. Alright, and we have a whole bunch of 4s, 4.8, 5. Alright, so be prepared, everyone around the Pacific Basin. And on February the 5th, is the end date for 80% chance of a major earthquake between San Francisco and Los Angeles. Like I'm telling you, folks. You don't hear no other reporter out here telling you that Mercury's spinning out of control. No government, but I'm bringing you proof. I told you 2 days ago that a big solar eruption happened on the sun, and they covered it up. Today I just brought you the proof. Let's look at that one more time. And as Venus is picking up, look at this. Bam. And it shows the real power of the gravitational pull from our sun, the red. You can see Mercury spinning so fast around our sun. Now you can see Venus is picking up. Alright. Next, that's Mars. Earth. Alright, this is the elliptic plane. This is the central galactic plane. We're in its view now, folks. We are in its view. Be prepared. Let's get into some other crazy stuff. Alright, the other day, 9 people killed as a freak hailstorm rains massive boulders down on Indian Village. We ain't talking about golf-size hail. We ain't talking about softball-size hail. We ain't talking about basketball-size hail. We're talking boulders. Here we go. Here's the article by Mystique.
Hailstones the size of boulders have rained down on villages in southern India. At least 9 people were killed when the violent weather hit several villages in the state of Andhra Pradesh. The hailstorm, which lasted for almost 20 minutes, destroyed crops, houses, and livestock, causing devastating financial implications for residents.
Look at that picture. What do you think about that, Mystique? You've never seen hail like that in your life?
Not ever. Not ever. That's horrible, though, for those people. It was once-in-a-lifetime experience for people living in 7 villages in Shevela, Moinabad, and Shankarpali. The hailstones started falling from the sky on Tuesday night and covered the entire villages under the snow-like blanket. Some women were seen attempting to sweep up the massive boulders using flimsy brushes more suited to lighter debris. They weren't prepared for that. That's fine. Dr. K. Sitarama, Director, Meteorological Center, Hyderabad, said the hailstorm was caused by an intense thunderstorm. Such occurrences are highly localized and restricted to a small area. The storm in the south was extremely rare as the deadliest hailstorms and perhaps the largest hailstones in the world occur on the Deccan Plateau of northern India and in Bangladesh.
Alright, and what's weird about that hailstorm? Alright, Pony. Alright, a good associate, he's from Australia. Dan's son, he's from Australia. Alright, Pony sent me a message. He has a radio show on Revolution Radio. Alright, folks, everyone go check him out. He's deep, he got knowledge, alright? And he told me that on Saturday night that the harp rings were acting up like on March 11, 2011. He told me to go check it out. At that time, I said, alright, I'm going to go check it out. I'm going to give it a couple days because I seen how long the March 11th harp rings went on. It went on for a few days. Alright, at first, all the harp energy went into India. And second, all that harp energy went into Feling, the Madagascar cyclone that was a Category 5, folks. As it prolonged, I showed you guys that it hit the Pacific Ocean. Alright, so all my warnings and watches are still there. As solar wind, as solar stream, they're covering up. We're having so much solar activity, they're not reporting it no more. They're not telling you folks. Alright, folks, I want everyone out there, be prepared. I'm not here to fearmonger. So be prepared, folks. Alright, like I said, I'm not here to fearmonger. Alright, I'm here to give you guys real information. I'm here to warn you guys on that date. Look out. In those cities, in those countries, in those parts of the world, in America, in those parts of America, be prepared. Alright? There's more than 50% of a chance that something's going to happen. Alright? Just watch my videos. I'm not lying to you. Now let's get into this other top breaking news. Alright? There's a super volcano awakened in Italy.
Supervolcano awakening in Italy. So far, scientists are unable to model the potential consequences of an awakening supervolcano. Latest studies show that the Phlegraean fields have actually been swelling above sea level at a rate of 3 centimeters per month. Microquakes and large amounts of gases accumulated in soil indicate that the volcano may be preparing to erupt, says Vladimir Kirinov, assistant professor of geology at the St. Petersburg University. The Phlegraean Fields are a supervolcano. Yellowstone in the United States and Toba in Indonesia are also supervolcanoes, capable of spewing more than 1,000 cubic kilometers of magma. These are catastrophic eruptions. There was a huge volcano eruption in the Phlegraean Field some 30,000 to 40,000 years ago. Volcanic ash from that eruption is still found in the Mediterranean, Bulgaria, Ukraine, and even in Russia. We are now seeing the expansion of a magma pocket, which means that there might be an eruption at a certain time. Super eruptions of such magnitude may produce the so-called volcanic winter effect, when sulfur gases and ash will reach the stratosphere and cover the globe with thick ash clouds that solar rays will be unable to penetrate. Condensed sulfur trioxides will react with moisture, forming sulfuric acid. Downpours of sulfuric acid will hit the earth. Scientists have obtained new evidence of a similar cataclysm following the eruption of the Toba supervolcano on island of Sumatra in Indonesia about 74,000 years ago. But today, things promise to be even more devastating. Suffice it to recall the havoc wreaked by a minor increase in volcanic activity in Iceland in 2010 on air transportation over Europe. Super eruptions occurred so rarely that it is virtually impossible to calculate the approximate time span between the first and last stages of a future potential eruption. In the 1970s, the Phlegraean Fields inflated by more than 50 centimeters. There were even cracks in house walls, but then the process slackened. Apparently, the fact itself that a magma chamber is being filled with magma may or may not signal any immediate eruption. Alexei Sobishevich, laboratory chief at the Institute of Volcanology and Geophysics of the Russian Academy of Sciences, shares his view. It actually seems to be a long-term precursor. A magma chamber may be filled up within a span ranging from decades to centuries. Many monks grow by 5 centimeters per year. This is a natural process. Some scientists hold that the volcanic system of the Earth is becoming increasingly tense and that underground cavities are full of magma threatening to burst out at any moment. Whether this will be a super eruption or a string of smaller eruptions, we should prepare for the worst.
So they're telling you guys to prepare for the worst. Alright, when you go to RSOE emergency, alright, you can see all the super volcanoes. Like I said, I got warnings and watches right now out for Yellowstone Cauldron and Island Park Cauldron. They got the double zeros. Alright, let's so you guys clear that up. Alright. February the 3rd, 2013, Island Valley Cauldron. Alright, folks. There's a lot of stuff going out there, folks. I want you guys to be prepared. Alright. You see, they're telling you that the magmas and the volcanoes are acting crazy. Look at this one more time. First, Mercury spinning out of control. The central galactic plane is right here. All that gravitational pull. This radiation within the gravitational pull of the sun is growing bigger and bigger. This is what I think would cause a pole shift. If this all turns red and that erupts at one time, whenever this happens, alright, there's going to be 2 different kind of electricity that's going to erupt us. Alright, Mercury's going out of orbit. It's going too fast. 88 days around the sun's going around the sun at about 2025. Alright, Venus, you see how slow it's going? Now watch, it's picking up speed. Alright, after Venus, once we see Venus start moving like that, and the next, hopefully it doesn't happen, but if Venus starts moving like that, who do you think is next? Earth. Alright, as we're entering the elliptic plane. Remember, they all seen the central galactic plane. Mars has seen the central galactic plane. Alright, they're holding in there. Alright, but there's other stuff going on, folks. Alright, other than the terraforming of the Earth from the visitors. We're about to have videos on that, folks, so please check that out next. But please be prepared. This is the No Face Movement. Move the movement. Please follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Godlike Production, Critterbox. Please rate, subscribe, and comment. And thumbs up and favorite. Alright, please check out Mystique's channel. She got a 2013 giveaway. Check that out. And check out the No Face Movement and Mystique on her Vine account. She's moving the movement there on Vine. This is the movement. Move movement till next time. Facing off.